So we've got some exciting news. We've got all kinds of exciting news. There's going to be an opportunity for you to see Hal and I in person, in addition to see the entire team in person coming up very, very soon. Come back and join the conversation and learn all about it. Hi, this is Bryan Reynolds. You're listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast, brought to you by the great folks over at Appraiser eLearning. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to bring in my partner, Mr. Hal Humphreys, to join me in the conversation. How's it going, Mr. Hal?
It's going good, Bryan. I hopped in just a hair early, but it's good to see your face.
Well, better early than late. Although, I just heard recently that people that arrive late live longer. They have less stress. And you know, what do you do when you arrive late? You just say, I'm sorry. When everybody knows you don't really mean that you're
and
sorry.
it falls into the category, if that holds true, we're going to be late to our own funerals.
Good point. And I'm okay with postponing that or putting that off as long as I can. So how I did a little teaser to my audience about, seeing you, seeing me, even eventually seeing the whole team somewhere real soon. And you and I toyed with the idea. We kind of made an announcement, I think on a live broadcast, about the Roadshow. So I'm excited to let my listeners know we've got a Roadshow coming up right around the corner. So if you could just kind of let the listeners or maybe viewers know, what is an AEL Road Show?
Well, a couple of years ago when Fannie Mae dropped the news about the ANSI requirement, people freaked out around the country, and we had an ANSI course, and we decided, hey, this would be a good opportunity for Bryan and Hal and any of our instructors that do the ANSI course to get out and meet people face-to-face and do live roadshow in-person education. And we had a great deal of success with that. It was a lot of fun, got to shake hands and meet appraisers from across the country. And, Bryan, you and I sat and had a conversation a couple of months ago and said, the roadshow was so much fun. We enjoyed it so much. We like getting out and touching people and shaking hands and letting them know us as human beings. So we decided to take the roadshow back on the road. And I'm looking at this in terms of, we've got the ACTS conference coming up 1st of next month, April 1st. That is a roadshow for us, but we're also going to be doing other road shows throughout the year. So what's the first one after ACTS?
Yeah. So we're excited to announce that on May the 1st, right in Nashville, where our home office is, right, almost across the street, we're going to be doing a 7-hour CE course. That's Diversifying Your Practice. What a great topic to talk about under the current environment. And we're going to do it not only live and in person, we're going to kind of do a hybrid. And I know that's a bad word for appraisers, right? But I think this hybrid's going to be a cool thing, right? So tell folks what in the world I'm talking about when I say we're doing a hybrid with our 7-hour CE Roadshow.
So last month, Josh Wallet did a little road show out in Colorado, and we had a good attendance at that class. It was not as many people as we'd hoped to, and we had several people ask if they could join in a virtual classroom. And it just hit me. We have the ability to produce live virtual education. Why not do a live classroom setting? And also offer that exact setting in a virtual setting. So we're going to be producing a virtual version of the course live in real time, and people that can't make it to Nashville. And I'm going to suggest, if you get a chance, come to Nashville and join me and Bryan. It's going to be fun. The hotel is literally right across the street from our office over here. It's a brand new hotel. Super nice property, good location, and you're in Nashville, Music City, USA. There's so many fun things to do here. So join us live if you can. If you cannot, and you'd like to learn more about diversifying your practice, alternate ways to earn money as a real estate appraiser, things to expand your earning power as an appraiser. You can do that in a live virtual classroom. It will be simulcast. The live classroom will be going out to people in the Zoom platform, and you can ask questions, you can interact. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm really thrilled about it.
I am too. And so it doesn't matter where you're sitting right now. You can actually have a seat at the table, right? We'd love to have you there in person so that we can shake your hand and meet you face to face. But if you can't make the trip, you can log in and attend virtually. We've been doing a lot of virtual classes. They're phenomenal. They work great. We're excited about that. Obviously, we're going to continue to do those and add more to the portfolio, right? We're going to continue to offer more and more of those classes. But this is going to kind of be the best of both worlds. If you can make the trip, you can come and be part of the live studio audience, is what I'll call them. Or you can watch from home, right? You're going to get your CE credit either way. Now, this course is presently approved in 33 states. So we cover a bunch of you. And, I'm excited about this course. I actually wrote this course several years ago, about 3 years ago, before the interest rates doubled. And one of the very first slide decks says, if you're a residential appraiser and you focus on appraising for purchases and refinance work, what would happen to your business model if or when the interest rates go up? I guess I had a premonition or something, I don't know, but man, we're in that situation now. And so that course covers a lot of different ways to diversify your practice, not only with your appraiser hat on, but also if you take your appraiser hat off. The knowledge and skill set that you have as an appraiser is so valuable. There's other ways to make money with that knowledge other than just doing appraisals. So we talk about all those things in that course, and I'm super excited about it. Let's talk about, let's shift gears just for a second. We've seen a lot of chatter out there, a lot of complaints, a lot of anxiety about the Fannie Mae announcement. I get this every single day, and I don't think I certainly haven't really have spoke on this yet, but we're both about to, and man, we're going right to the source, right? And ladies and gentlemen, just to set this up, I didn't know Hal was interviewing Lyle, and he didn't know I was interviewing Lyle. We need to talk more, Hal, but we found out that this is really going to complement one another, right? And it's gonna give you an opportunity to participate. And so, Hal, tell the audience a little bit about what I'm talking about. You're going to have Lyle on first on the Buzzcast, so break that down for the viewers and listeners right now.
So the long and short of it is, Lyle Radke from Fannie Mae is going to join me on the Buzzcast in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to let Lyle explain to me what this new selling guide policy means for appraisers. I know there are a lot of appraisers out there saying they're trying to get us out of the business. They're trying to kill the appraisal business. I don't think that's necessarily the case. So I want to hear from Lyle firsthand. What do you envision this policy meaning for appraisers? Now, the Buzzcast is a little bit more of a scripted, not scripted, but more controlled. I'm going to let him talk and tell me his side of the story. I'm going to ask him some questions. I've got some questions just like the rest of you.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah.
But the very next day, Bryan is going to have Lyle Radke on the Appraisal Update podcast and tell us what that's going to be like, Bryan.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. So in this format, it's going to last a little longer. So typically these webinars last about an hour, right? And the cool thing is it's live. It's broadcast live, and you get to participate. We will accept your questions. Now, I've said this ever since we've done the webinar series. We call it the Appraisal Report webinar, right? And so everyone we've ever had, I've said, You need to be kind. You need to be professional. Let's have a grown-up conversation. Don't call me dumb. I'm not going to call you dumb. That doesn't get us anywhere, right? I understand appraisers are agitated, irritated, scared, and just downright mad. I get that, right? But let's have an intelligent conversation. I do say hard questions are allowed. And I've already told Mr. Radke that, right? I'm probably going to have some hard questions. But what I've also done, I've invited Hamp Thomas on the show, right? So if you guys haven't seen it, Hamp produced a little video. It's out on YouTube. And man, he's rocking and rolling and talking about, is this the end of appraising as we know it? And he's fired up. He's excited. And so we're going to have an opportunity for both sides, right? Hamp's going to get his platform, and Lyle's going to have his platform. And even though at the end of this, we may all agree to disagree, I think it's going to be informative. I think it's even going to be fun, and it may be a little entertaining. I don't know. But mostly I hope it's entertaining, informative for the audience.
Hamp, released a video, I guess, last week or the week before last. I can't remember. And it's gotten a lot of traction. And Hamp is a very passionate man. He gets really excited about issues that affect and impact real estate appraisers. And the reason we asked Hamp on was, number one, he's one of our instructors. Hamp is a good guy. But the other thing is, Hamp's knee-jerk gut reaction is to look out for real estate appraisers. That's what Hamp focuses on, and that's why we want him on the show and to be able to ask Lyle some hard questions. So I'm excited about that. And the other thing, Bryan, that occurs to me, we're talking about the live road show in May 1st. Bryan and I will be in the classroom. I'll be producing the class. He'll be teaching it. The notion of the reason Bryan created that course was, just imagine if interest rates double, and now they have, right? There's a lot of, I wouldn't say fear, but maybe anxiety in the appraisal profession right now. Rates have gone up significantly. Volume is down. People are starting to freak out a little bit. I've been in this business long enough to know that it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And the reason Bryan put that slide in the course back 2 or 3 years ago when rates were down and volume was high is because he knew it was going to go back up and the volume was going to go back down, because it always does. Right. The reason I bring that back up is Fannie Mae did not make this announcement, did not make this change to policy just yesterday. They've been working on how to release this thing. And literally it's a confluence of events. You've got the market in a down state, and then Fannie Mae comes out with this. They didn't plan it that way. That's just the way it worked out. So don't read too much into this is happening, therefore this is happening. It's not necessarily related. But I'm excited about the fact that we get to talk to Lyle on Appraisal Buzz, and then the very next day, Bryan gets to talk to him with Hamp Thomas on the Appraisal Update podcast.
Yeah, we're super excited. So mark your calendars. March 22nd, the Buzzcast will come out. The very next day, March 23rd, and this one's at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, the appraisal report, and that will be streamed on YouTube. And we hope that you're able to attend live and ask your nice, kind, civil question. It could be a hard question. I encourage hard questions. Let's have a lively debate. Those are fun and normally informative. So we hope to see you there. How? If somebody can't make the Roadshow May 1st, but they would like to come to an event where they're around other appraisers, where they're around their peers, where they can come up and say hi to you and I, where are we going to be coming up over the next several months?
Oh, good Lord. So April 1st, we're going to be in Sacramento, California for the Appraisers Conference and Trade Show, the ACTS Conference, co-hosted by the NAA and Appraiser eLearning. And then we're going to be in Nashville, May 1st. I think in June, I can't remember the dates, we're going to be in Colorado Springs, Colorado, for a 2-day event there. July, I think we're looking at Atlanta.
I think that's Atlanta, yeah.
August, we're hosting Val Expo in Las Vegas, which is going to be a lot of fun.
That is gonna be fun.
And then September, we're going to be back out in Las
Back
Vegas
in Vegas again.
with the National Association of Appraisers to host the Appraisal Summit, which is always fun. And since we co-host that with the NAA, it is a really good chance for appraisers to get together and spend time together. And in the very next month, we're planning on being in Salt Lake City with a roadshow, another 2-day roadshow. So Bryan and I are going to be on the road. And here's the thing. Come to a conference. Come to ACTS next month. Join us out there. Find me, find Bryan, walk up, say hi, introduce yourself. Tell us all the good things you want us to hear. And if you want to tell us some frustrations and stuff like that, we'll listen. We're happy to do that. But if you can't make it to one of the conferences, join us at a roadshow. And I'll say one last thing about the roadshow. If you think, wow, well, I love this roadshow idea, but I don't want to go to Nashville. I don't want to go to Salt Lake City. I'd like it to come to my area. Let us know where you are and let us know that you'd like us to come to your area and do a roadshow. And we'll do our level best to come to your area and host a roadshow there.
Yeah, we would love to come wherever you're located and offer a road show there. That would be a lot of fun. Guys, if you want more information about any of these events, including the road show, jump over to appraisereLearning.com. There's an events tab. Click on that events tab. It talks about ACTS. It talks about Val Expo. There's a link there for the Appraisal Summit, and there is a link there for the road show. Now, we've just got the one up there now, but the other events will show up really, really soon. Hal gave you kind of a breakdown of where we're going. Man, that's a lot of travel, Hal. but we'll get through it. We're excited about it. We love coming to appraisers. Hey, Hal, if somebody has an idea for a course offering, they say, hey, we would love for you to do a class on this. Or have you ever thought about doing a class on that, right? Who should they reach out to at our team to kind of put that bug in our ear? Or maybe we've even got a listener or viewer that has an expertise in an area that is willing to give back and say, hey, I'd like to share some things that I do with the working appraiser in hopes that would help them. Who should they reach out to? Don't say me.
Bryan at I just want to double check the email address. I'm the worst at this. I believe it is support at appraisereLearning.com. And here's the thing. I know a lot of times you've got these info at or support at email addresses. It seems like it just goes into a dark void and nobody ever hears about it. Ben Maxwell checks the support at email all the time, and he knows exactly who to send them to. So I get emails from Ben all the time from support at Appraiser eLearning saying, hey, can you help us answer this question? If you have a course you'd like to see, if you have a course you'd like to help us develop and partner with us on that, support at Appraiser eLearning is the place to send it.
And I tell you what, I was just in the office, most of last week. They answered the phone there. Diana, I hear the phone ring. It's a live human, but Diana's in there talking to somebody about ANSI. And she's like, Hal, I said, Bryan, what do you think about the 615-965-5705? I hope that's the right number. 615-965-5705. They will answer your phone call as well. Hal, thanks so much for being on the program. I'm gearing up. I'm getting ready for this road show. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. And again, we're going to be in our hometown for this first one. Nashville is an incredibly fun town to come visit. So if you want to take a little trip, get out of town for a little bit, come visit us in Nashville. The hotel has, I'm just going to say this out loud, the hotel has a nice little bar, and they make a really nice old fashioned there. But please do join us for the roadshow. We'd love to see you.
I resemble that remark just slightly. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got honky tonks, you got the Grand Ole Opry, I even played Top Golf the other day while I was in Nashville. There's just a ton of fun stuff to do. So you don't have to be from Tennessee or licensed in Tennessee to come visit us in Nashville and take this Roadshow, Diversifying Your Practice. Like I said, it's approved in 33 states. Jump on the website, go to events, click on the Roadshow, and it will list all 33 states that it's approved in. We would love, love, love to see you live and in person in Nashville. And if not, we'd love to see you virtually in Nashville May 1st. Hal, thank you very much for taking a little bit of your time to join me today. I know you're busy. You're a real busy guy now. I hardly see you.
It's just nonstop. But it is, I got to say, Bryan, it is the most fun I've had in a long time.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast. Please stay safe, make some money, take a little mini vacation, have some fun. I just took a 3-day trip down to Florida. It wasn't long enough, but it was enough to get recharged. So think about doing that. Get some education. I am aggressively learning new things to add to my toolbox presently as a working appraiser, and I'm very, very excited about that. I'm diversifying even more, and I don't know how much more I have to diversify because I got a lot of irons in the fire already. But I am in the same boat as many of you. Until next time, I'm your host, Bryan Reynolds, for Hal Humphreys. Happy appraising.
The Appraisal Update Podcast is brought to you by Appraiser eLearning.